Welcome to the Welsh Woodman Workshop, and in tonight's video we're going to be tackling this large piece of yew and turn it into a large vase or hollow form. If it's your first time here, I'm a woodworking channel, really passionate about wood turning, and I upload a new video then every Friday. So hit the subscribe button down below if you want to see more videos like this. So we're going to start off by attaching a faceplate and get them attached to the VB36. We're going to start off with some big chunky wood screws and attach a faceplate to the bottom here. Right, this is going to be an interesting bit, trying to get it leveled and lined up. Oh, it's heavy. So it's very green, this. As we felt a few weeks ago, so it's quite heavy, full of a lot of moisture. So we'll be seeing a lot of spraying, I think, when we come to turning this one. So we're just going to remove the bark with a big old chisel and a mallet. So I've actually wood turned this mallet, so if anyone's interested in the video about that, let me know in the comments so I can make one for you. Now it's really important we remove this bark before we turn it on. So you can see there, that would have flown off right in my face if I hadn't got rid of it. So it's really important we do that for all of these bits then are going to come flying off. Then we can get turning. Because yew is quite toxic for burning and turning, I'm going to be using a power respirator. Keep my lungs and eyes and face safe. Going to turn them on then, see how it goes. Got a large tool rest along the bottom, so I can follow the entire profile of the shape without having to move the big heavy rest. Handle down, feeding in then. Nice light cuts. It's going to take a while. We're hitting this notch here, so we're going to go very carefully. So we've got the outside profile roughed out. It's a gorgeous sort of radial grain patterns coming through. And obviously, because this piece wasn't embellished, you got where the knots and things were. And you got a large flat here. So we're going to try and do a hollow form design, which is very tricky. But essentially, I want to hollow this out, keep an even wall thickness throughout, and you should be able to see on this flat section where that wall thickness is, which is going to be extremely difficult to do with an opening. So we're going to see how we get on with this. I'm going to have a go at start hollowing the inside of this now. And I want a wall thickness really about ½ an inch, I think. So as we're getting deeper into the bottom of this hollow form now, I'm struggling to see. We're going to use quite an unconventional sort of hollowing technique. I'm sitting on the stool and I'm going to be using my hollowing tool on my shoulder, looking into the piece. If I do get a catch, I can pull out quite quickly. finding this quite a challenge, especially when we're breaking through into this fresh open area, and that's going to want the tool's going to want to push through that area, so you have to keep quite good control of it. So this is probably not the safest way of doing it, so if you are going to think about doing something at home, always seek sort of professional advice or follow your manufacturer's tools instructions. We're just going to keep on going, get as deep as we can with this. So hollowing's quite a long old business and quite boring to watch as well because you can't see much. So I've got about halfway and I've got an even wall thickness the best I can throughout, and I've done that by sort of feel, and I've got some rather large calipers I've been using throughout to get that wall thickness where it needs to be. So I've got about a good few inches left to hollow out, and this whole wall should blow out there, I reckon, and sort of we'll find the bottom there with it. So we're going to get this nice sort of hollowed out section. We've finally got them all hollowed out right to the bottom at the far reaches of my tools, and I've been using these sort of outside calipers to define the thickness. So I've got an equal wall thickness throughout. I do come a tiny bit off, tapered off towards the top, but I can live with that. And we've got this lovely sort of symmetrical hollow then because of this flat. So next step, I'm going to be focusing on this curve, so I'm going to blend that in more with the foot. I'm debating whether to keep the foot or just part it off underneath. Just finished redefining the foot into this, so it's more of a natural curve, and I'm going to undercut the foot as we take it off. Now the length of the hollow then is coming in at 12 inches, so just a foot, and the wall thickness is ½ inch. And we go all the way down to the bottom, and it's measuring in at 1.5 feet, which is really good. So what we're going to do next is apply a finish. Now the finish we're going to be using today is a brie wax, and this is great because you can buy this fairly cheaply in these large containers, so it goes a long way. Just going to put it on top of the tool rest there and use a rag to apply this. And what this wax is going to do then is it's going to help this to sort of dry out in a more controlled manner. Now there's a friend of mine who's a fantastic turner, Dave Gibbard. He does this with a lot of his sort of green pieces, and it's really nice after it seasons out. You get this sort of textured feel, but you still get a nice sort of wax finish over the top. So just going to rub all this in, and then we'll come back after we've buffed it up. So here's the completed piece, heck of a lot lighter than it was to begin with, and it's been a massive challenge. This probably one of the most difficult things I've had to turn because of this hollow here. But it's got some gorgeous sort of grain pattern with these radial lines coming through, and as soon as it seasons out a bit more, you're going to see a big distinct difference between the heartwood and the sapwood coming through. So you can leave this for a couple of months with the faceplate on, and after it's dried out a bit more, we can remount it and potentially turn off this base. So I'd be interested to see in the comments your sort of thoughts and whether I should keep the base or get rid of it. So thank you so much for watching, hope you've enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed, please consider subscribing by hitting the link below, as that really supports me and helps me out in getting more videos like this your way. Or if you haven't liked tonight's video, please give me some tips that can help me improve in future videos, and I'd be really grateful for that as well. So I hope you have a great night. Diolch yn fawr. Nos da.